even with all my dad's faults, with his addictions and his shortcomings and everything, I still, even though I lost respect for him, you know, as I getting older, you know, when I became an adult and I started to understand life a little bit more, I started gaining a lot of respect. I started gaining a lot more respect for him back because, like, I see what he went through. I see, like, how, his parents have failed him, just like, they failed, my brothers and me. And, you know, it was just so crazy, like, just, growing up in that house, especially me being the oldest, because I witnessed so much. Like I said, my other brother, he's gone. And my youngest brother, he wasn't around. Like, he doesn't remember, he wasn't even here for, like, just all the nonsense that went on. Like, he don't. I remember one time, he was just my brother. He was a newborn. He had to be like maybe 6 months old, and he was up crying. So my dad, he go beat him because he up yelling. I'm just like I was just strange. I'm like, this dude beating a 6 month old, and like he was just I guess he was just so frustrated with himself. He just lashed out, you know, towards us, and it was just crazy just watching that man just go through so many different changes. Like I said, when we was in D.C., it was cool. I mean, even though it might have been, well, it was a facade of the life we was living because I didn't really understand how it was, just being, you know, in that situation, but not having nowhere to stay. Because the whole time we were in D.C., like everywhere we would go, we would walk, like everywhere, like we would catch a bus or we catch a ride, one of his, his brother or sister, something like that. But as far as the car goes, like, nah, that wasn't. Mm-mm. And even when I moved to Jersey, finally, you know, the car we had was like, you know, I knew it was not a good car. Just I could just tell not a good car. And I think I have so much respect for that man because out of him and Mary, he was the affectionate one. Like he's the one who would like give me hugs and it was so crazy. Like this man would give me a kiss on the lips like when I was a kid. Like and I didn't see anything wrong because that was my dad. Like that was his way of showing affection to me. Versus Mary, like it was none of that. It was like no hugs, no kisses, no nothing. Like you would think the roles would be reversed. With her being the one that's consoling and doing motherly things, but it wasn't like that at all. Like and I mean, don't get twisted. Like my dad, he would when it came time to discipline, yeah, it was going down. But I never in my life had a connection with that woman. Never. Like I hate to say, I've never had a connection with her like that. Like it seemed like it was always just about like money and everything. Like, like even when I got shot, and I was recuperating, I had got some money and she that's what she asked for. Oh, you got some money? Thought pay the bill. I was like, this is what you worrying about? Like instead of worrying about me, this is what your mindset on. And like she, she I know to me she'll never be a mother to me. She's just the one who gave birth to me. That's it. Like I don't acknowledge her or anything. Like people. I said people you won't understand because you didn't grow up in this. Like it's something that I went through. And I said my other brother, the one that overdosed. He he was just so drugged up and out of it. He probably his mind was just gone. He was like his mind was just gone. Like he was a no use to nobody, not himself. And it was just so crazy. Like I said, like I had front seat to all this, front seat to this whole circus act. And it's like out of now I see out of us four, I'm one left out of you know my dad, Mary, my brother, including myself. I'm the only one that's left from that from that I'm here. They're all gone. You know, and the crazy thing is like with my brother, I knew that was gonna happen to him. And I didn't really care for him either. I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't care for him either. So you know, I'm kind of glad he's going too, cause you know he didn't serve no purpose either. You know, he was just pretty much his whole life just indulging in drugs. You know, ever since I can remember. I remember people used to ask me, you know, people I know, and they ask me about him, but they like, and they like, hey, man, I heard your brother smoke crack. I'd be like I was so embarrassed. Like, I just put my head down. It's like I was like, man, even when I would go back home with DC, you know, like earlier on, you know, when I was younger, you know, they would ask me about, you know, my brothers, and I would just, you know, lie and tell them, oh, they cool, they cool. Like I'm not one to put people business in the street, like, you know, but they're gone now, so it don't make a difference at this point. Like, if they were still here, I probably wouldn't be telling these stories, but they're gone, so there's no point of holding up these secrets anymore. They're gone. So you know, I can tell all the stories I want about these people, like, you know, and it's not no lie or anything like that. So you know, but I don't have to lie about none of this stuff. There's no purpose, you know. People ask me all the time, like, especially about her, like, how you don't like, but like, oh, that's your mom, like, what? A mom in what sense though? What? Because she gave birth to me? That doesn't mean anything. That woman, you know, she was, you know, like, it seemed like her and her sisters, you know, especially her, like her core group of sisters, like they were not ready for, you know, the responsibility that they signed up for. None of them were, because you know they whole thing was just party, 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 party. You know, and you know their kids suffered due to that lack of responsibility. And I got another cousin. Is his dad and my dad, you know, they were like this. You know, they were both in you know, the DMV together. So they came up here. They started dating. You know, two of the sisters. You know, Mary and one of Mary's sisters. So they came up here to mind you. This man is my cousin's dad. He's close to 80 years old. So he knows a lot of the stuff that happened before I was born. You know, even when I was a little kid, he knows, you know, so much about their history. And he's the only one left. Mind you, out of 19 kids, you know, I say two are still here, but he's the only one from that era, from like the 70s to 80s, who's still here to tell the story. I remember my cousin told me he's going to record, you know, his dad and ask him some questions about those times. And I'd be like, that's so crazy. Like, you know, pretty much all of their, not all of them, but a majority of their, you know, wives, husbands are still here. And, you know, it's like, I keep talking about these people, but it just keeps popping back in my head, like, you know, just how rotten they were, and how, you know, evil and manipulative, and just, you know, the way, especially like the way they treated me, like, it was just so crazy, you know. And then, like, you know, I look at their kids, you know, like these kids that they praise so much, and you know, we're gonna go off and do wonderful things in life, and you know, just it was just, you know, they put these kids up on a pedestal, and then I see them now, and I be like, well, I guess you can live up to the hype of what, you know, people bestowed upon you. So, you know, what happened? It was like with me, you know, I had my, you know, not sure, I had my thing that I dealt with, because I didn't have any guidance. Like, you know, with me, like, you know, being in the streets, and you know, just like being just a criminal, it was like I was always looked at, you know, in a certain type of light. You know, and here it is, you know, I'm the one who turned out, you know, turning out just, you know, doing the best out of all of them. It's like they're not, you know, they're not living up to what was expected of them. And it's just so crazy, you know. And I know it's because, you know, the way they perceive me is what pushes me so hard to, you know, make something of myself. Versus them, they're not, you know, they're not doing nothing special with their lives, nothing at all. It's like, you know, they're just, you know, and it's not wrong with that. It's just what was, what was, you know, thrown in my face, you know, on a constant basis. It was like, oh, you know, this person doing that, this person. Don't get me wrong. Even Mary, she would co-sign some of this stuff too. You know, she would say, oh, well, so and so doing this, or so and so doing that. Why you not doing this? And I'm like, well, I got you for a mom, So you're not helping out the situation. You know, you always trying to like, you know, match me up with so and so. Even even my brothers, you know, she would do this favoritism thing where it was like, I guess whoever she's not mad at the moment, you know, she would, you know, talk to this one. So say if she mad at me, she would go tell my youngest brother. She mad at him, she would go tell me something. But you know, it always seemed like everything always worked out in his favor. It was just so crazy. Like I was like when things falling apart, you know, they come get me to fix them. But you know, any other time, it's like you know, we don't need you. You know, used to us. Yeah, you don't want your life. You know, even with the whole shooting situation, that woman, she was like, you know, you expect somebody to be a whole lot more supportive. You know, you know, it's you know any kind of thing that would help you out, but it was none of that there. It was none. It was like her only concern was just what she get from the situation. That was her whole concern. What can I get from this situation? How can I you know benefit off of something that happened to him? That was her whole goal for that whole situation. It was just so crazy to me how that woman moved. So you know I had every right to have the feel I feel towards her. You know, and that's how I'm going to carry it from here until the day I leave this earth. You know, I like people say forgive. Like I forgive, because I can't carry that baggage forever. But also that don't mean I gotta you know be sympathetic to whatever they got going on. I don't have to deal with them people, any of that. Like, like when she passed away, with me being the oldest, you know, I was, put in charge of her estate. And years ago, I said this. Years ago, I said, when she goes, I don't want nothing. I don't care what she has. She has $1 million. I don't care. I don't want no parts of it. Because I seen how people act over, materialistic things. Like it brings out the worst in people. Like so, I don't want no parts of that. Like I'm not gonna be fighting you or arguing with you over a TV or a car or anything like that. Did that happen? Like a couple, like maybe 5, 6 years ago. You know, she was selling her car, so she gave it to my other brother. Whatever for it. He was driving around. So my other brother, he got mad because he thought that she's giving the car to my youngest. So, mind you, these are two grown men. They in the middle of the street fighting. I'm like, what in the world going on? I'm looking out the window. I'm like, is this serious? Like, it gives me flashbacks to when we were kids. Even now, but now it's like now she needs me. Now she's screaming my name. Oh, come on, stop them! Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, are you serious, man? Are you serious? So I go out there try to intervene, and I'm like, I don't even want. I do not want no parts of this. I do not want no parts of none of this. Like this. This is what I'm talking about with y'all. Like it's just constant drama, day in day out. So when she finally passed, you know, I want to talk to my brother for like maybe for a couple years now, maybe 4 or 5 years, and he reached out through a third party. They contacted me. So like the person called me. They're like, oh yo, your brother, he needs you to sign this paperwork so he can be in charge. I'm like, I said no problem, because I don't want nothing. I don't care if she had $1 million in her account, whatever's in there, you can have everything. I don't want no parts of it. Do not contact me. Nothing. I'm not coming to the funeral. I remember because I found out because they told me through Facebook. I was like normally when somebody tell me about somebody passing away, even I don't have no dealings with you, I might just feel that way because you're gone, But for her, it was like nothing. If anything, it was probably a little bit of joy because she's gone. Just like the Wizard of Oz, the witch is dead. That's how I felt, like she's gone, and I did not care. That's why I didn't want nothing to do with what she had. Nothing. I didn't care what it was. I don't want no nothing to remember her by. Nothing. You know, to me, you're just a fake. You know, you're gone. I'm happy for it. You know, I'm a much happier person that you're gone because I don't have to deal with you in no way, shape, or form. You know, and people like that's. I was like, of course you didn't know. Like, you know, I don't go telling everybody about this. It's something for me to carry around, and she's not going to tell it because she's going to act like she's so holier than thou. Which, you know, like I said before, it's just a facade the way she moved in life. But this time getting ready to run out. Let me stop this.